Let's imagine a situation where a student is there and he is actually very depressed. He has low marks in his previous exam. What would you advise him to do right now?
One thing I would suggest is like, why we worry too much or all this stress and everything is coming up because we die so much in our imagination than we actually something is happening for us. Pomodoro is a very effective technique where you 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes. So four slot you do. So it doesn't mean like 90% topper is what is successful. 60% who scored is was going to be failure. Not at all. Okay, this 60% student who's sitting at the back, who may not even be regular, but he will excel in his life.
At any point of the video, if you feel that we have provided you a practical tip which you can actually use in your life, then do hit the subscribe button. This is the only thing we'll ask you. Many people feel that they know how to study but still end up nowhere. Today, we are joined with someone who is going to actually teach us how to unlock our brain's utmost potential. Dr. M. Priyadarshini ma'am is an associate senior professor at Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai. She has taught hundreds of people to learn and grow in their life.
Thank you, ma'am, for being with us in this podcast. Dr. Priyadarshini, ma'am. We see many professors in our classes, and I think each and every professor has a story. What is your story, ma'am?
Thank you, Arnav, for this invite for the podcast. So I'd like to introduce myself and Dr. M. Priyadarshini, working as an associate professor in VIT University. I hold 17 years of teaching experience and I did my PhD in EduTech. So educational technology is my research area. So 2010, when I started my research, there were few faculties who I got inspired and decided to choose educational technology as my research area. Then I do have more than from 2013 onwards, I'm handling AWS and cloud classes, courses, virtualization, and I'm so much interested into it. And with that interest, I completed AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. And from pandemic, they were like I usually have a habit of learning new skills, learning something new, courses and so on. And that gave me an opportunity always to explore and various courses, and I was into various community also. And from pandemic, I started mandala coloring. More than 50 colors I've done. Such a relaxing thing to do a mandala for any age group. Then after that, past 2 to 3 years, I'm into a lot of reading. The reading which I didn't do in my college days and school days, frankly speaking. Earlier I would have, in my college days, earlier I would have read one or two books, The Power of Now and so on. And recent times, it was like a very a bigger changeover for me, where I got an opportunity to read books. Okay, so I learned a technique of speed reading, memory technique, memory mastery I've done, and I participated in memory championship in 2023 in Bangalore, yeah, under 13 categories. And I've also done visual sketch notes certification. I'm uh, international recognized instructor that I've done. That is for 3 months of certification, and 6 months I've done instructional designer. The main purpose of doing instructional designer certification from KPMG is about, since I'm into teaching and I'm a lot more interested with the e-learning and so on. So that's one purpose that made me to do that certification. So these are things I'm practicing it, and I do a lot of mindful activities is that helps me from the both my body and mind, and this is my profile. Thank you.
I think focus is a very big problem today, right? Things like reels, shorts have made our attention span very low. And I think this creates a very big problem while studying. How do you think we can do something such that these distractions get away and we focus on our studies?
Yeah, nowadays we students are so much exposed to information, internet, chat GPT, lot of AI is coming up, robots is automated. So we are mostly into transforming from a traditional practice of a manual work. Now everything is being automated, and we want the result instantly. We want the end process outcome immediately. So that's how the world is fast moving it. Okay, that is nothing wrong in that. But the problem is like everyone is there in the social media. Okay, everyone is there with a smartphone. How we are using is what going to make a difference. So in college, in class, students are using it. So that is all giving a lot of distractions. So what we can do is like, so that we have to focus on the digital well-being, and this can be done only with a student who has been taking some steps to be aware of this. Okay, see how many hours from the morning till night, how many hours I'm using the mobile. Okay, obviously when I use a mobile, it may be a chatting, it may be a social media post, and this one. So we look into lot of, we observe and perceive lot of information. Is that all information is useful for us? That is the question we have to ask. And we have to track ourselves, right? How many hours from the morning when we wake up? Obviously, everyone is using from the morning till I close my eyes and sleep. Everyone is using the mobile, irrespective of the ages, right? We should have some control of how many hours or what are the information I'm going to perceive. Not randomly scrolling, right? So we literally waste so much of our precious time. 3 to 4 hours is going on that way itself. Okay. So what we can do is like app tracking. So you have a lot of apps for that. So you install the app tracking how many hours you're using these kind of an app. Okay. And any of the app which you itself feel that you're so much addicted, right? What you have to do is you better uninstall. That is the one thing you can do. Because if you are not control of it, right? So at least during exam hours or something like that, right? So that 1 month or 2 months, right? Please uninstall. That is one option. Okay, if you're not able to uninstall and so on, make sure you are turning off the notification, because every app asks for the permission and the notification. It gives you a reminder, today you didn't log in, today you didn't play, like that. Yes. And other biggest distraction is about the gaming addiction. Yes. So from the school level to the college level, I can see lot of students into game addiction where they really lose a control of the timing, and they very comfortably in the virtual world. And I recently read one article where uh, the students level, yes, so who are addicted to the gaming, people are really missing out a very basic skills that we have. You know what was the skill? It is communication. Okay, the people who are so much into mobiles and the game addiction, what happens is they're not interacting with their peer friends, family. Okay, all they do is sit in the system with a laptop or something on the PC. They're continuously interacting with the virtual characters, virtual avatars, very comfortable with that, and they become a lot of anxiety, introvert and all, and they're not able to socialize well with the people around them. So that is a very biggest problem that we are facing it. So with an individual mindful control only we can take care of it. Yes, so this notification, uninstall the app. Yes, and at least when you sleep, put it in silent mode, keep your mobiles away. Yes, so that do not disturb or something. Yes, so at least in sleep hours do that. Yes, so and track your activity. When you track it, then you will be aware of so much. Oh my god, I'm literally wasting 5 to 7 hours in that. Okay, no one is telling don't use it, but how you use it, how long you use it, for what purpose you're using it, which matters. Does it serve my purpose or not? Is it that actual content, whatever I see, is good for me? It is going to serve me any purpose. When I play a game for 4 hours to 5 hours, does it going to serve any purpose for me? If we really consciously ask this question to ourselves, I think we will be able to channel it out.
Very well said. Ma'am, so as our podcast is all about studying, I want to discuss one of the model which Andrew Huberman told in his Huberman Labs podcast. He says that watch, do, and then teach someone. This model works, and he says that if you do this for everything, whatever course may it be, if you do this, then your success is for sure. So basically, for example, you're teaching me AWS course. Then I learn it, I watch, I do some notes, I make some notes. After that, I solve some questions when I go to home and all those things. And after that, I should teach it to some friend. This helps me build concept clarity. This is what he thinks. What do you think? Will it work?
Yeah. So if you think about this model, that is watch, do, and teach, right? So I'll tell you research wise how it has been done. Okay, so watch is like you're learning some content. Okay, it might be textual content, it may be visual, or it may be images, videos, and so on. Okay, it might be your content might be in different format. So that is a watch. So you're learning some concepts to it. Okay, next thing's about the do. Do is about the experimental learning or the kinesthetic kind of a thing where you practice. For example, for AWS, I give you some exercise. You do the hands-on sessions and so on. You practice the lab. You do the projects into that. So you get a more better knowledge on that. So that is with the do. So teach is like when you have some understanding about, you have a knowledge about a particular concept. When you teach for others, you will have two benefit. One is like you will have more clarity about the topic of your own, the topic whatever teaching to others, right? For example, you're teaching a pair, you're teaching a roommate about it. Okay, so you get a clarity about it. And next thing is you're recalling, by teaching others you're recalling the concepts to yourself. That acts like a revision for you. So if you teach two, you read one concept and you just teach that for two people, obviously you will not, you will also not forget that concept, because you have already revised kind of a thing and you have done a research model, like how we have this watch, do, and the teach, right? So there is another model called like a walk model, VARK. Okay, so V is for visual, A is for audio, R for reading, and K for the kinesthetic. So it's almost same as what we are discussing that, but we have to understand what is the individual student learning style. So in my research paper, I've done some activities where for my class I gave some activity to understand what is my individual student learning style, because the traditional teaching is like that way, where the faculty comes to the class, teach, its delivery mode is same. Okay, it may be PPT, chalk and talk, whiteboard, and the marker. Okay, but my target audience, where my students are into different level. Okay, so some may be very quick in grasping the concept, yes, some may be slow down and so on, and some will need some more time to grasp the concept itself. Okay, the audience of my students levels are different. Okay, but the delivery is all the same. Okay, so to improvise it, when the students want to learn, what they can do is like they have to first understand what is my comfortable learning styles. If they understand that one, it will be easy for them to study quickly, learn the concepts quickly, remember it, and write the exams also well. For example, this visual, if you are very much comfortable in seeing the YouTube lectures, some images and the pictures, right, then you would say visual is very, very dominating for you. Okay, or else you are a person where if someone gives you the concept orally, you just listen like an audiobook that we listen, right? So we just listen to it, then I am ready for the exam. Yes, so that is the second category. Third is about the reading, that is your digital books. It's digital books or a physical textbooks that you read it. And the last one is experimental learning, where like physics experiments and so on, right? I'll do it and practice, then I learn the concepts. By that way I remember the concepts for a very longer time. That is, my retention is more, my clarity and understanding is more when I do experimental learning. That's why we have a hands-on lab for all the courses, right? So that's why, that's a reason. Okay, whatever you learn in the theory, you want something to practice and hands-on, so that you learn and understand the concept to a better level, and you are in the position to implement some more concepts into it. Okay, and we have to basically understand which level you are more dominating. Most of the people will be a combination of it. Okay, so it is not only one. You will be very good with visual, you will be very good with kinesthetic or so on. It is like a multimodal kind of a thing. The multiple thing will define to it. Okay, And you also have to understand about the brain structure. For example, this is the example I used to tell even in the class, right? Uh, 10 years back, there is some movie. If you ask a song, what is that hero, right? What is a movie is all about? Sing a two-line song from that movie, right? People are able to relate it. That movie would have been released 10 to 15 years back. I would have not even seen in this 10 to 15 years, but you are able to grasp and tell the story, your favorite hero, Iron Man, and something like, for an example, I'm telling, right? So you're able to tell the story, yeah, the characters, what dialogues, right? So all these visual things you are able to remember. Something with an entertainment you are able to remember. But in case when I ask, what is the topic that we discussed in the last class, right? So what is the concept that we discuss in the class? People are not able to reproduce it very quickly. Yes, it's one thing is about the interest they're learning in the class. And the other aspect is like people are so much interested or a brain structure isn't so comfortable when you put it as visual images, videos, and so on. So most of the people right now are into that category. That's why storytelling works very well for you. For example, if I tell some concept as a story, I show some images for you, right? You'll have a quick understanding, the retention will be very good, and you will reproduce it much faster and a better way and write the exams. Okay? This is how the structure of most of the students and the people. Okay? If you understand that way, whichever suits my learning style, you have to work more on that. If you do so, your long term retention will be there. You will be able to remember the concepts well, and reproduce the concepts during their exams will be better.
Okay. Ma'am, you told about visual sketch pads, right? You are into this. So can you tell me how does it actually work with an example?
Yeah, visual sketch notes is very apt for this. When I was telling about the storytelling and all, right? So we represent any concepts in a form of a visual sketch notes. Okay, it's like a stickman that we draw, like so we draw like kind of a sketch notes. Okay, initial it can be hand drawn. Yes, so we take a notebook and a sketch pen and pen we draw. That is one aspect. Another one is like if you have a tab, we have a whiteboard, we have a Canva, a lot of tools are available. You have a writing pad and so on, you have an iPad, you just draw, okay, you sketch it. Okay, so through a sketch, the visual representation, as I already mentioned, visual has a lot of impact. Okay, so the entire concept I can put it in as in the visual format. Okay, so I've done the power of smile. I've done, I can you can see it in the screen, like the power of smile. That is, by smiling, what is advantage that you get, right? So what is the benefit again? Because smiling makes us positive, right? More energy, and you will sleep well, and you it is smile is a contagious. So this concept, what I was telling you, I've just represented in a form of a visual sketch notes. So when people see that sketch notes, everything, the visual, we are able to understand the concepts well. Okay, so this not only for the general topic, we will be able to put this for any concepts. Our database and EC2 is been connected. So all these things, instead of it's into a textual and other things, we will be able to put it as a visual representations. Okay, so it's a great community, and thanks to my mentor, Piyush. The mentor is from Netherlands, so we take up most of the sessions online. So we have a lot of community support to it. And now, because of this interest in the visual sketch notes, I started my own blog with the Substack. Okay, I'm posting my sketch notes there, and yes, so everything has been appreciated. And recently also I tried one thing for the students also, right? So we will discuss about that also.
Now we have a gaming segment. Basically, you will be asked 5 questions, each with 4 options. And if you answer 3 of them correctly, then you win the game. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
yeah, yes.
So, ma'am, the first question: what's the most effective technique for breaking big tasks into manageable, focused sessions? Option 1: multitasking. Option 2: Pomodoro technique. Option 3: working non-stop for hours. Option 4: last minute cramming.
It's a Pomodoro technique.
Correct.
So if we take a Pomodoro, it's an effective techniques which anyone can follow it. If any students in this digital world, so much of distractions, you're not able to focus, you lack concentration. Okay, it's not that you keep a books for so many hours, but nothing is getting into your mind. Okay, so it's a waste of time. But you have to effectively make use of the time and study. Okay, so Pomodoro is a very effective technique where you need to have a timer. Put a timer in a mobile. Okay, study for 25 minutes. Okay, no distraction. This includes put your mobile silent, keep it away. Okay, because whenever the tone alert tone comes, right, notification comes, we have an intention to just open and see, right? Okay, so put it in the silent, keep your mobiles, your distractions away. So like that, so you keep it away. You study, you put your all your focus only in that task. It may be an assignment, it may be a project work, or you're reading some chapters, anything. Study for 25 minutes. Okay, then you take 5 minutes break. Okay, 5 minutes break. This break doesn't mean like I have to go and take my mobile and check it out. No, not that way. So from your place, you just get up, go for a quick walk and so on. For 5 minutes to refresh, you come back again 25 minutes. Okay, so like that you will do a 4 slot of it. 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, 25 minutes. So 4 slot you do. So it looks like almost 2 hours. So after 2 hours, what you have to do is you have to take a longer break, because beyond it, it is difficult for anyone to sit in the same place and focus. The focus factor, right? So the concentration, the focus will be lagging. So what you do is this, once this 2 hour slot is over, you take some half an hour break or something like that. So refresh, listen to music, read some books and something like that, the non-fiction books or something like that. So read those things, right? So relax kind of one. So this will have a very greater concentration. Yes, greater focus. If you have both of this, you will be able to really you make use of the 2 hours and learn the concepts well. Yes, so in a very quicker, in a better way. Right? So by this way, you will also remember the concepts well. So that is the very effective technique of Pomodoro.
So basically, our mind will think that we are getting break as well, and at the same time, we are studying as well. So it's good.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So let's move to the second question. Okay. The second question is, what is the best first step to stop procrastination? Okay, ma'am. Option 1, wait for motivation. Option 2, start with the easiest small task. Option 3, slip it off. Option 4, binge watch something.
Yeah, like if you're overwhelmed or worried about, I have a lot of tasks, okay, which one I need to take. So one thing I would suggest is like take one task at a time. Yes, so the one thing, so don't do a multitasking where the end result of the productivity may not be same in all. Okay, so take one task. If you're worried about, oh my god, I have to take a bigger task and it affects my motivation, other factor, take a smaller task first, complete it. So the smaller, yes, so all these tasks together will help you to complete overall work. Yes, so focusing on the small task right now and completing it will give you some motivation. Yes, okay, I have 10 tasks, 3 tasks I've completed. So that itself will give you a trigger point and motivation. Yes, I have completed something today useful of my checklist. Okay, so that is where is a trick that you have to follow.
Ma'am, I had another question. So I just encountered it. So basically, Elon Musk says that whenever you solve a problem, right? Whenever you think about any problem, you should think about the fundamental thing. So, for example, if I have exam tomorrow, what's the fundamental concept of all the topics? I should know that. If I know that, then I will be able to crack it. So, what do you have to say about this topic?
Learning the fundamentals of the concepts. See, the ultimate 4 years degree itself is about any course that you take, right? So you're learning database, you're learning a network. So learning the fundamental basics is what is going to help you, so that you can understand the advanced concepts also. Okay, so learning the basics, it will not happen in a single day. That we have to remember. Okay, so before the exam, I want to refresh all the basics of it, right? So that is going to be difficult. So what I would suggest is, when you're learning, when you're preparing for your exams, or when you start preparing for your exams, right, the chapter wise, the module wise, and so on, what I would suggest is prepare a mind map and a very effective technique for it. Okay, so I used to teach whatever the course I handle, either it's a UG or PG. I used for so many years. I teach mind map technique. Okay, for my students. I'm not sure how many are following it, right? But I really understand few members in the class are following it. Okay, so I'll tell you this mind map, the technique. Okay, so it can be used by anyone. Even the corporate peoples are using it. Okay, even I'm using it for the book review. I do a mind map, so everyone can use it. Where, for example, you have one concept and the book chapter is 30 pages or 20 pages, or the faculty gives a PPT for the 60 slides, 30 slides, and so on, right? So when you have so much of the content, people are getting overwhelmed, stressed out about, oh my God, I have to learn 100 slides or to 200 slides for this particular topic. That is a limiting belief that is coming up. So that will obviously create some anxiety, some tension before even we start reading it. Okay. So instead, when you study, what you can do is you can summarize and put your concept in a form of a mind map. So in a mind map, you take one topic at a time, put it in the center, and in the next level, you expand it, the relative concepts. Then that will have a subcategory. So you keep on expanding this way. Okay. So I'll share the my one of my mind map for the book review. Okay. So you can just check it out. This is about the morning miracle. Morning miracle. It's a miracle morning is a book by Hal. Okay, Hal. It's a wonderful book. So what we do is the entire 250 pages or 200 pages of the book, after we read, we do a mind map of it. So when I do the mind map, what's an advantage is, right, I need not read the book again. I can just go through my mind map when I want to refresh the concept. Okay. So if you look into it, your Miracle Morning, the author talks about savers. Savers is a key acronym, short form of the activities that what the author is suggesting, right? So you can look into it. So all this being reflected in a particular page. So if you're able to prepare the mind map and keep it like this, so it is easy for us to prepare during our exams and even for your open book. You need not carry so much of page and notes and all those things, right? You just need for few concepts, yes, you just need one mind map. Yes, so and other biggest advantages, like it's not only for just learning and revision, it is also used for problem solving. For example, I'll give you, we discussed one case study. Now I'm giving some problem statement about requirement about a case study from some company, right? I'm asking you to explore and come up with a solution. Why you will use the services, this AWS services, okay? And what is the limitations will be there? What are the cost factors will be there, right? So what are the expertise needed for it? So for a problem solving also, you will be able to project it. And even I would say, for example, you're going for a hackathon or you're going to give a presentation, you're going for a startup pitching, okay? Rather than going for so many slides of 10, 12, 15 slides and explaining slide wise concepts, right? If you just put all these things in a form of a visual sketch notes and into a mind map, you can explain in just few slides and you can cover so many concepts in a single mind map itself. You have got the point. So it's not just about revision or so on. It is used in across all the levels. So problem solving, for pitching and so on. When you put something in visual, as I already mentioned, we discussed, people understand the concept very well. And visual has another biggest advantage. Most of the visuals are self-explanatory. When I see a picture, I need not even, when I draw a mountain and sun, I need not explain what it is, right? When I put up in my sketch notes and I put a bed and someone is sleeping, I need not tell what it is, right? Because visual itself will speak on its own. It is a self-explanatory. So mind map is also a visual representation. So it is self-explanatory. And your sketch notes is also self-explanatory. And when we see anything as an image and pictures and videos, that gets in your mind very well. Okay. So that's a trick we can use it.
Very well. And the answer was correct. So let's move to the third question. Which of this is a proven method to reduce screen addiction? Option A, removing social media apps from your phone. Option B, using your phone while studying. Option C, playing games in the study break. Option D, keeping phone notifications on.
So absolutely no for second, three, 2, 3, and 4 option. It is only the first option. Yes, so turn off the notification or uninstall the app. Yes, so that will save a lot of, reduce a lot of screen time for us.
Yes, ma'am. So fourth question, ma'am. What daily habit helps build a positive, resilient mindset? So now we are thinking about mindset, right, ma'am? Because mindset is also important for better studies. Yeah. So option A, complaining about stress. Option B, practicing gratitude. Option C, ignoring problems. Option D, comparing yourself to others.
So of course, it's a second option. You have a gratitude. So I don't know how many students do practice the gratitude, okay, or know the importance of it. The gratitude is about, we always have desire, wishes, this has to happen, I need to get top marks and all those things, right? So we have to first be happy with what we have. That is all related with your mindset, okay? So be happy with what you have, then focus on put your effort what towards your goal. Okay, so this one is very, very important, is about play right or speak out the gratitude where it should be in a way, not in a future tense. I will be very happy. I will be very happy if I get A grade or S grade in this course. No, it should be in a present tense, right? I'm happy. I scored 90, I scored S grade in AWS course. Okay. I got output for all the things. So it's like I am, I have, I do. It's with the present tense. Okay. So when you start appreciating what you have, okay, your mind will be like, yes, so you will be very calm in handling things and you will be working on the goals. Okay. Other important factor that I would also mention is like students are not actually working on putting the goals. So to expand more about it, for example, if we after 12th, if you ask some students, if you ask what are you going to do next, he says some students are very focused. They are very, very focused at like, so this course only I have to do, this is a degree, after degree, this is what I'm going to do. But many students, they just say, my father, my parents and fathers, my brother wants to do this, so I'm doing this engineering. Okay, what department are you going to take? So it's a CSC. Okay, let us assume that student has joined for 4 years of engineering CSC in some college, okay, university. After 4 years of this, okay, at least by 12th, you are very young, so you're not able to decide, so you joined it, okay. But when you start studying and all those things, you should have a clear goal. Many of the problems that we face, it is like no, it's not only for the students, even with the common people, everyone, we are not putting our goals properly. We don't, after 4 years, what are you going to do? Everyone asks this a proper answer for this? Some has an answer like, okay, no, I'm going to go for MBA, so I'm going to do some entrance coaching, or I'm going to go for a master's, so I'm going to write some journal paper. And some says, I'm sure I want to go for Amazon. I'll prepare towards that. So that is a goal that is fixing. But many students are not fixing the goal. So when you're doing 4 years degree, what is a goal that you want to have? That is a short-term goal. Okay, that is a year-wise goal and so on. Long time down the line of 3 years and 5 years, what you're planning to do, right? Since you're not having the target and the goal and so on, it is going on like this, whatever the way I want it, it's going on that way. So when you're not sure of your destination, so we always say that, right? So when we have a ship, we have a people sailing that. When you don't know the destination, yes, obviously it is difficult to reach that place itself. Right? When you have a destination, when you know this goal, yes, I'm going to do the masters, right? I'm going to be expert. So in 4 years, you would have learned a lot of course, okay? We cannot be expert in all the course. That is not going to be possible. You will learn all the fundamentals, but based on your interest, you should choose some course domain. For example, I'm so much interested about cybersecurity, or I want to be a cloud expert, or I want to be a DevOps expert, right? So, or I want to be work on robotics. Fix a domain. When you fix a domain, what you can do is every semester when you do the projects, irrespective of the course, you can link that particular course with your domain, and every semester you will get a lot of experience in exploring and learning new concepts in your domain itself. When you're not fixing a domain, you are randomly just doing the projects in across the course, right? But what is the knowledge that you gain out of it? That's what picks up. Yeah. So in case I used to tell this in the class also, right? So when if it is a cloud, if you learn that one subject, right, whatever the course you're going to do as a project, you can do the project you because you want to do ML, you want to work with the robotics, or you work with AR, VR, image processing, any subject. You have a cloud solutions available there, right? So every semester, by doing so, you are exploring multiple services. By this way, you're getting more and more deeper knowledge. So in a book called One Thing, the author says that we should always have a broader knowledge about across many things. If it's in a computer science, you should know, of course, database, operating system, network, one programming language. So this is like across, okay. But deeper level, at least few of the topic, you should go with the depth. You remember this T kind of a thing. So broader levels you have to learn, okay, all the concepts, basics, whatever is your interest, your goal, and all those things, right? Whichever is very interesting for you, right? That one topic you have to go in detail, more and more, more and more. Whenever you find time, read more on it. Recent article, case studies, where they are applying it. Okay, use the same concepts into a different subjects, courses, and so on. Do some extra projects. Do some project work. Go for a pitching, hackathon, publish a paper. You have a lot of options. By doing so, you are getting more and more and more knowledge in a particular expertise of domain which you are interested. Okay, so broader knowledge of a basics fundamentals surely needed. Apart from it, you have to, everyone surely have to agree, we cannot be expertise in everything. It's not only for you students, for everyone. Okay, so one or two you can pick it up based on your interest, go in detail. That's where it will make us as a expertise, knowledge expertise, subject expertise person, right? So you'll be so confident to, when you do lot of projects in that, right? So you'll be very confident in one subject. Okay, that's what the interviewer or a company also will expect, right? Okay, you've learned a lot of things, you have done 4 projects, you are so confident about it, you have a good knowledge in that, you have a good communication to present it there, right? So that's what the company, right? So you will obviously get a lot of opportunities.
Correct. Ma'am, I had one doubt. So, as we were discussing about gratitude, ma'am, can you tell me exactly what should we do? Like, as you said that we should not focus on future. We should focus on what we have, like what we have in the present. But if I say this, then I don't think like tomorrow or day after tomorrow also my mindset will be in the same position wherein I am in the gratitude phase. So is there any particular method which I can follow every day or anything like that so that I can do the gratitude?
Like, I'll explain this with my sketch notes. Okay, this sketch notes I designed for especially for the students. I just came with a short form called as Bliss Yum. Okay, Bliss, BLISS, okay. So if you look into the sketch notes, you can see it's from the right to left. Okay, so the B stands for the breathing. Yes, so the breathe, you have to do the breathing exercises. So breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so there are many techniques. You can just follow a simple technique like take a deep breath. Yes, hold it for a few seconds and let it out. Okay, so this is with the breathing. Next one is about the yell, that is laughter. Okay, when students are stressed out with a lot of activities and I don't know, I have a lot of work, I don't know which assignment and which project I'm going to complete, right? So the stress and on all those anxiety comes in, right? So you just need to laugh it out. Okay, for laugh it out, it's like you just you don't even need the other people. One thing is like you can crack jokes and so on. Other one is like you just sit in your place, close everything, keep your mobiles away like that, just do ha 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 ha. This one, ha 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 ha. This ha ha ha, you just do for 2 minutes, then see how refreshing you feel. Okay. So this is with it. That is a laughter. This will give a instant positive attitude for us, feel for us, and relieve our stress. Okay. So this is a laughter. Next one is about the inner peace. So inner peace, I said about the meditation. You have to calm down your mind, and this is also will be very helpful when you are so anxious, worried, or you have any personal problem, or see, the meditation is helpful both for mind and for the body. Okay, you just need to close your eyes, try to calm down your mind. Okay, don't think about anything, but our mind will have a flash of thoughts, a lot of coming up, let it go flow and so on. But on one point of time, your mind will be very calm. Okay, this also will relieve stress and all those things. Yes, this is another so it's about your inner peace and so on. So why I'm telling about all these things, right? So when you practice all these things, right, you'll be able to really appreciate the gratitude also. And meditation, there are a lot of videos we also look into it, like, about the mindfulness. There is some concept is there. Mindfulness number, like being in present, is what is called as a mindful, in short. Okay. Why we worry too much, or all this stress and everything is coming up? Because we think about the past, which is already over, which I cannot do anything about it. Or else I'll think about the future. Yes, what will happen? I fail in this exam. What will happen if I fail in this aptitude? What will happen? I get the low marks in the internals. So before something is happening, we create a lot of hell in our imagination. So we die so much in our imagination than we actually something is happening for us. Is that not true for most of the time? So what we do is like being in present will solve this problem. So what is being present? Don't think about the past. Over. Future? Yes. If you do some proper steps now, it will decide your future. So don't worry too much about, okay, what company will be there. I will take I will get 95 or 85 marks and so on, right? So don't put all those things, right? Focus on this moment. Anyway, your focus is to get S grade, right? To crack that interview or the aptitude. For that, you need to prepare yourself, right? So this is a moment you got it. Okay. So when you prepare, rather than thinking lot of thoughts and other things, when you read it, have your focus only in that. This will increase your focus, concentration, and you be happy for that moment. So this also will solve your worries problem, right? So if you are in this moment, do you have any problem this moment and this second? Not at all. Then why you worry? Why you stress out so much about life? This is the life is so simple that way if you make it there. So the power of now, it's in a very wonderful book which I have, right? So the power of now, you be present in this moment. When you drink a water, we have a lot of thoughts scattered and distracted, right? When you drink a water, think about the water, how the water goes in, right? So how we are drinking water and so on, right? Like that. When you're eating, keep your mobiles away and all those distractions away, right? So have focus on your food. It's a quality good food I'm eating. I am grateful that today I got a food. Yes, I got a food, because there are many people who don't get a proper food. So I got an healthy food and so on. So be gratitude and be in that moment. By doing all these things, it will help you out mentally with your mindset lot. You will overcome your stress. You will not worry too much about your past or the future. Let it go. Things happen. Be present. Whatever is needed for towards your goal, put all your efforts now. Yes? Take an action. So by that way, this mindful will be very much useful. That mindful meditation will make you calmer. Okay. So that is our inner peace. And yes is for the smile, and another yes is for the sleep. Okay. So do you know, of course, everyone knows we have to sleep well, but are we doing it? That is a bigger question mark. Okay. In case if you're not sleeping well, if you will surely will have a depression and the anxiety and stress out. If you don't sleep well, you will add weight. If you are in weight reduction process, if you don't sleep even for 6 to 8 hours, your weight will increase. That is for sure. Even I've tested also, right? So if I sleep well, my weights are proper and all those things, right? So that the next day is good. So that is another aspect. And you also have to remember, you have to give a rest for the body, okay, as soon as possible. So by not give sleep is a one time where all your internal organs start healing. So it will start healing. So body is a very wonderful thing where it starts healing. Most of the things it heals itself. Okay, the minor issues and all those things, it heals itself. But we are not giving a time for that. Okay, if we are, that's why people say before going to bed, before 2 hours before the bed, right, have your food, because close your dinner time earlier. If you have your dinner at 10 o'clock and sleep at 11 o'clock, your stomach will doing the process. It will keep on doing the process. It will not have the process of the healing, right? So both for your mind and the body, right? Sleeping, it's really be helpful to get a clarity, to rule out your stress and other things, right? So it's a very thing. So another aspect is about the smile. So always have a smiling face. So that is quite important. So that smile that like I said, laughter, instant laughter is going to give you some relief and positive note, right? Okay. So that will give you some positive approach being in present. Okay. So why I mentioned about all this bliss and all those things and all, right? So, and the last one is M is about, I added is about when you feel stressful. Yes, listen to the music. That gives you a quick remedy for you. Okay, you can listen to music, or just if you are good in playing some instruments, take a guitar or piano, just play for 10 to 15 minutes. You will be relaxed. You won't be have any stress, right? You sing a song or play instruments, right? Or listen to your favorite song. That will instantly in 10 to 15 minutes will solve your stress problem. So these are things I made it as a sketch note for the students for the Bliss M. When you are able to do all those things, your mind will be so much up in a state where you appreciate what you have. That's where you start appreciating the gratitude. So what you do is like how I practice it is like, so either mostly in the night time, yes, before going for the bed and so on, I'll have a separate note for it. See, I would say rather than typing, taking a pen, writing in a note has a lot of impact. That has a very direct connect with your brain. Okay. So of course everything is digital. You can type your list and all those things, right? But the journaling and the gratitude and all, right? You have to take a pen and write. That has a more connect with your mindset. So you have to write it. You just put a today's date. You were asking what I will write it for gratitude. I'll just tell you. Like for example, I'm grateful for that today I'm alive. Yes, so there are many people who sleep, who pass out, right? So and especially in pandemic, how many people we lost it, right? So unfortunately, right? So we lost so many people. At least we are live. Yes, so first point is that way. Then I talk about I'm grateful for my healthy body and positive mindset. I'm grateful for a wonderful, because I'm working in number one private university, the number one private university which we are proud of, right? So obviously the students should be also be very much proud, because so many students are applying. You got an opportunity to study in a number one private university in India, right? So you should really be grateful for that, because many doesn't have an opportunity, the opportunity that you have, the placements, the infrastructure across all the things, the opportunity that you have. Many people, the students who are there outside doesn't have it, right? So you should really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm grateful for my family members, I'm grateful for learning these things for them, or some students or your friends would have helped you for that, right? You can place a gratitude for them, right? So I'm gratitude for, so my friend for helping me this one, right? I'm gratitude that I'm having a good knowledge in that. One thing is like you can align it with the whatever the activity that you're doing today. 10 to 15 points, I'm telling a gratitude. I got a good food today, and I had a good healthy food today, and I had a good water. Yes, so good quality water. For that I can thankful. So like this you can be thankful, or certain things you can even write it for the things that you want to achieve it also. Yes, so I'm grateful that I got, that is not an happened, but you have to feel that it is already happened for you. Yes, so that, for example, you have a target like, so this semester I have to get a S grade, or I have to get a 9 point CGPA and other things, right? So that's where this affirmations and gratitude will work it for you very well. Yes, so you need to work on, but doesn't mean that I just keep reading and I read the affirmations, my things will work out. You have to take an action. What action? You have to study. You have to study and do it. So this affirmations and gratitude will combinedly will make us positive. Yes. Okay, yesterday I didn't study. So what? I'll study today. Okay. Last time I got only A grade, but this time I will focus on the S grade. Okay. So by this way, by writing the gratitude and the affirmations and so on, you will be focused towards your goals, achieving those goals. So this is where the impact of all this mindfulness, bliss, M, and all those things, right? So if you really the students understand this process and practice, it will be a lot more transformation for them.
Okay. Nicely said, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, so let's move to the fifth question. Which method is best to discover your true passion? So we'll be talking about passion. Option A, copying what others are doing. Option B, trying different things and reflecting on what excites you. Option C, waiting for a sudden realization. Option D, doing whatever comes in your way.
For realizing a passion, I would say whatever you are interested, what is your dream, what do you are wish for? So I would go for the second option. So as we already discussed about the goal setting, so try to ask question yourself, what I need, what I want, why I have to do that. Is so ask all this what, why, and all this question to yourself so that you will have an understanding about yourself better and find the goal. What makes you so there is a very wonderful book that you would have heard of it, a book called Ikigai. So yeah, our Japanese are having a very healthy life, 100+ life. What food they are following and what diet they follow, right? So what kind of lifestyle? So that's how the book starts exploring. Right? So the Ikigai gives you four quadrant where it tells about what is your what is your passion. They help if you apply that four quadrant and work on it. Okay, as a student or whatever the level we are, okay, we will be able to identify your passion, that passion that serves for even for a longer time, okay, for the long term purpose also. So if you really work on your goals, yes, so I would really suggest read Ikigai. Okay, work on the four quadrant. What is your passion? Will this passion will give me a benefit, will give me a money, it will help me to earn money. Okay, so to that level you will be able to come up with an Ikigai, and it's a wonderful book that everyone has to read.
Sure. Ma'am, now we are moving towards the rapid fire round. So, in which I will ask you 8 to 9 questions, and you have to give quick answers to them. And the answer should be one liner. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, are you ready? Night owl or early bird?
Early bed, of course.
Uh, One book every student should read.
Miracle Morning.
Flashcards or mind maps or handwritten notes.
I would say mind map.
If you had to ban one distraction forever, what would it be?
Don't give the I would say have a mobile with very limited features. Don't give a smartphone which are too much of features like this, advanced features, which everyone is obviously distracted.
Uh, Ma'am, favorite motivational quote or mantra?
Um, what do you think so you become? So in Tamil they will say Ennam pol வாழ்க்கை. So what you think in your mind, that's how your life is going to be. Okay. So this is a wonderful quote. This is a quote which has been given or been said by many of the leaders and the people, but I would say now I got that realization of that actual quote. Okay, so that is my favorite quote.
Uh, One study hack you wish you knew at 20.
I would really first say I miss reading books. If anyone would have taught me about, yes, so reading book, that is, I meant about non-fiction books. If you read a book can transform a life, if anyone have taught me at 20s, right? So I would have completed more than 100 books. See, now I complete one book a week. Okay. I do reading every day. I do speed reading. So I complete one book in 5 days. So in past 7 months, we are back to back with the morning reading. I've completed more than the 30, 35 books I've completed it till now. So in a year, we can easily focus on 50 books. You just go and read all the leaders and top business people and millionaire around the world. One habit everyone has is, yes, or else the powerful habits that they have is like they wake up early. Next thing is everyone reads a book. Even the Bill Gates read the 50+ books in a year. Okay. So reading is like a very, very basic thing which we need to obviously follow. And I really regret it that I didn't follow it in 20s or in my colleges something.
Most overhyped study advice one.
Like what everyone has an assumption from the seniors or someone is like, okay, the subject is okay, you read it the last minute, you will gain a lot of thing. Okay, so I don't think so it is applicable for all, and I don't think so it is applicable for all the courses also. It might be suitable for few things or topics or something, but everyone cannot read it in the last minute and be an expert in that and get more marks. This is overhype, like playing like a T20. If you wanted a one day night study, if you want to do it and clear everything, and you get S grade at this one, right? So it's quite difficult for many of the students.
Yeah. Yeah. If you had to choose intelligence or discipline, what would you choose?
I guess intelligence, you can be intelligent at any level in any domain, any point of time if you wanted. But if you don't have a consistent discipline of your thing, right? So you're not going to achieve it. For example, you want to go it with reducing a weight and so on, right? If you consistently work only, you will get a result. Or even if you're going for a take up a course, you do it. If you're not consistently doing, I do for 10 days and then leave it. There is no use at all for us, okay, for any activities. So discipline is more important. Discipline and being consistent.
That's it for the rapid fire round, ma'am. And I forgot to tell you that you won the gaming segment. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, ma'am, the next question is, what separates a topper and a normal person? Does he have a secret of something by which he becomes topper?
See, there is some, we'll discuss about the learning styles, right? One thing I would say is like, they don't know their own plus and minus. That is what I know. There is something called as cognitive, that is my knowledge level. Another one is something called as a metacognitive. Metacognitive is like, one should know what I don't know. Everyone is like, there are a lot of concepts available. Everyone is expertise in certain domain. I might be aware of certain topics, I may not be aware of certain topics. Okay, so you should be first aware what I know, what I don't know. That is one aspect. Next thing is about, for example, a student who's continuously getting a low marks. Okay, what happens is he himself will create some limiting belief and the barrier, like, okay, the subject I cannot get marks at all. I'm really going to fail. All these things, or one student who is going to continuously get scolding from a faculty, he will don't like that subject, he don't like that faculty, so he don't like that subject. There itself, this motivation is gone. When we take up for motivation, okay, there are two types of motivation. Research wise, there is a two kind of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation and another one is extrinsic motivation. Okay, intrinsic motivation is you're self-motivated. Okay, I'm motivated, so I'm doing this task, I'm completing the project, I'm submitting the assignment on time, I'm preparing myself and so on. Okay, so this is with the intrinsic. Extrinsic is right, the students needs some external push. Okay, like I say, like, you complete this task, you will get this reward. You complete this assignment, you get this kind of a marks. So they need a external recognition, reward points, marks, scores, some kind of a bonus and so on. That will trigger them to do that one. Okay, okay, so someone says like, okay, you get A grade, only then I'll get you a bike. Okay, so the thought of the students will be like, okay, somehow I have to pass through this and get a A grade so that I'll get a bike from my family. Okay, so that is external motivation. So you really need to understand you are more in intrinsica, more in extrinsica. Okay, so if you're self-motivated, you have your, see, how I can be more self-motivated about, right? You basically should have some goals. Okay, some target. Okay, for this course, weekly planner, and you have to study continuously and all those things, right? Put your effort, put your checklist and do, and all these submissions and everything, you do it properly. Okay, you will be motivated. You have a target, you know where you want to go, you know your destinations, right? So you will work towards it. But what is the other problem is, right? Many students, when they get the low marks, okay, when they keep lot of pending work, okay, towards end they will be overwhelmed with a lot of works. Okay, you're supposed to complete 10 assignments, right? But you didn't complete any of it. All the deadlines are coming towards the end of the semester. Now you are in a position to do 10 tasks, right? Which one you will focus? I'll take assignment 1, assignment 2, or a project, a lab, or which one I'll do? So when that comes, some of the students are not able to handle all those multitasking together. Okay, they'll be so much worried. Okay, which one I have to complete, which one I have to start. So all this becomes a problem when you rush everything towards the end. Okay, in case a particular student is very quick in learning, okay, only once I learn I remember everything. Okay, if that kind of a person is there, or he do all the task on time and complete it on time. Okay, or in a weekly basis he studies and he revises all those things, right? This is all about the self-learning aspect. If that kind of a student, it is easy for them to complete the work, it is easy for him to complete on time. But other students who are feeling difficult to understand the concepts, okay, they prolong it, procrastinate, and not submitting the assignment and projects, and they delay towards the end, there is a big burden is waiting for you. You have a lot of tasks to complete. Now obviously the students will be stressed out, and he will try his best, but he will not be able to perform well in all the things. That's where this assignment submission, delay in submission, mark is getting low, and so one continuously someone is getting low and low, and he is not having a proper push or trigger and motivation to do it, right? So obviously he loses that josh to complete it or work on anything else. This is what I feel it.
Ma'am, it's a follow-up question. So let's imagine a situation where a student is there and he is actually very depressed. He has low marks in his previous exam. But the thing is that he really wants to achieve a very good grade and he wants to do something in his life. So, what would you advise him to do right now?
I would say, okay, so see, everyone cannot score all good marks. Last semester it was bad. Okay, but 2 or 3 course I didn't get the marks what I expected it. But that student is very much interested, motivated. He wants to do it, but something he didn't achieve it. Okay, so we will not get the outcome what we wanted all the time, right? So now he has to put some effort. It also got lot of thing. Of course, he has to study, do the things on time, taking action. That is one point. But it is more with the mindset. As I said, follow that bliss M. Okay, take a breathing exercise, do a mindful, do a meditation, relax yourself first, SSO, and have a proper checklist on the to-do list. Okay, so today I have to do so many things. Okay, on a priority basis, right? So I have some 10 tasks. Okay, so night itself or an early morning, you can just do a checklist. Just checklist, prioritize and write it. So even if you write 10 tasks, right? So 5 to 6 tasks you're able to complete. Yes, you have done a great job for a day. Okay. So next, so you have a checklist, right? As checklist, you use an app if you're convenient, or take a note, put a note for it, write it. Even now, I do have a separate note next to me all the time. I put a checklist. What are the work I have to need to do? Personal and the professional work. Okay, academics. Okay, so I put a checklist. So I complete it, or I'll strike it. Okay, so that's how I keep writing it. So you, by this way, you're continuously working on it. Okay, see, Rome is not built in a day. That everyone has to remember. It takes everything takes its own time. If you feel that today I studied, immediately I become so great in all those things, it's not possible. I do work only today, I take action only today, but I'll immediately become a millionaire, a billionaire. That is not going to happen. It's consistent discipline activity that we do it. Okay, so follow that bliss. So breathing, meditation, sleep well, eat well, talk to your friends, get some moral support for the good from a good people or a family or a friends and so on. All this will be help out. Okay, or you want to simplify and learn, go for a mind map. Okay, listen to the audio and so on. So whatever is comfortable for you, decide first, find out what is comfortable for you. In that way you study, then it will be helpful for you. You will remember the concept, it will be motivated. One time you might be failed, but next time you have to improvise. Means that mindset is the only thing that will help you. So practice gratitude, affirmations, put your mind, okay, whatever is over is over. Last time I got BA, it's totally fine. This time I will get it. For that, what are the actions I have to take? Take the actions daily, consistently. On one day I'll do, and everything has to fall in place. It's quite difficult for many people.
One more thing I wanted to ask you. It is about active recall. So basically, I just watched a podcast and in which the guest was telling that instead of reading the notes and making notes, you do one thing, you just read that in a go. Don't write anything. Or only write important points. And then after you do the whole PDF, for example, you just recall it. Like what did I do at that time? Was there EC2? What are the advantage of EC2? What are the problems in EC2? Limitations and all, and what is the alternative of that? So like that. So do you think it will work?
I guess it will work out for some people. It will really work out. For example, one thing I practice is about what I was telling is that you write it, so that will have a connect and so on in a mind map and other format. Other active recall is about, for example, even if you want to improvise your memory, okay, you just at the end of the day, yes, whatever you learned today morning, whatever the task that you have done, okay, what are the assignment is been completed, or in the class, what are the concepts, what lecture was there, right? So if you're able to recall, but recall it, you have to do in a consistent phase. If you recall today alone and you just leave it, you all the concepts will not be there in your mind. Okay, it will has to be done in a regular interval. For example, now you do after 3 days you have to recall, or 1 week you have to recall, like that. After 10 days you have to recall. So the recall has to be done again and again, so that it's there in your mind for a longer retention, or else it is difficult. It's like, okay, today only I recall, then I don't recall it, right? So some people will find difficult to grasp all the concepts out of it. So the recall has to be done in a continuous phases, in a consistently, then you will surely will have a longer attention.
Question is, how can an individual lead a balanced life?
So how we can balance a life, I would say, work on your goals. What do you want in life? So what's the purpose that you feel? That will have a lot of help us to understand ourselves first. So what makes me happy, and all those things. You can go out with a vision board, I would say. So whatever the technique that we discussed so far about goal setting, book reading, waking up in the morning, and all those things, right? You know, put this effort. You cannot rush it up and do all the things at the same time. This month you can have one as a target. Okay, so this month you start with one practice. So next month you will study one course, like that. You can do some practice. Have a vision board of it. So vision board, generally vision board is like, you can have a chart or paper and something, right? So what is your this year goal? What do you want to achieve in terms of multiple aspects? See, when I'm so, for example, you take Steve Jobs example. It's a very successful person. What kind of the evolution that he took it for the this one, the Apple and industries, and still now how it is popular and all those things, right? But even in his talk, he regretted one thing. You remember? Yes, he mentioned in his talk is like, I badly failed in taking care of my health. He was running continuously running towards the business company and all those things, right? The growth of the company and all those things, right? But he regretted that he failed to take care of his health. Okay, when we are able to, okay, we earn lot, okay, but you're not taking care of the health. Okay, you keep running, but you're not sleeping well. All these things that you are missing it right now, where you're good in doing in one thing but not balancing the other, it will have impact in your life. For example, someone who's so workaholic, who's spending a lot of time with the work because the company pays you and you work and all those things, but you don't spend any time with your family. This will obviously hinder your peace of mind and it will affect your life. Okay. So when you want it, yes, so the happiness or the growth and all those comes when you have a balance in everything. Balanced in your health, relationship is friends, family, social life, and all those things. And you need to work on your money factor. Of course, money is one of the factor. Yes, so of course everyone needs a money to study and all those things. So money is a factor. And how you're going to decide your career. Yes, another one is your spiritual life. What do you want? So the spiritual life means, it doesn't mean that we have to go leave the current situation and go somewhere. It's not that way, right? If you're able to keep your mind calm, positive, and mindful, and all those things, right? You'll be able to be successfully apply in all other sector, your money, career, and all those things. You have a better clarity on all those things, right? So work on all this. Okay. Now I'm focusing on all this aspect. So if any one thing goes down, as I said, you're very successful in your job, but your family life is, is very bad. Okay. It will obviously affect your peace of mind. You're not going to be happy at that time. Yes or no? So any of this that has been missing is going to impact us in a bad way. Okay. So it has to be balanced, all those things. So you decide, you ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in all the 5 factor in this? Yes. Ask yourself, explore and understand about yourself, come up with your goals. Based on your goals, go ahead with 1 year vision board. And you see the vision board every day. It reminds you, yes, okay, you are deciding this course or this semester I have to be 9.3 should be my CGPA. That's a target you're fixing, and putting it in your room and you're seeing it every day. That reminds you in a positive way. It will help you to take action. Maybe 1 or 2 days, some days you might be low, you may not take it, but again and again when you see that pictures, but you have to put it as a picture, not picture and words together, not kids like that. So vision board, if you check it out, you can take up a note or you take a chart, fix up pictures and all those things and put it in this one. Every day you see, right, it reminds ourselves about our goals. I have to take action. See, all the technique, whatever we are looking into it, it all works only if you consistently taking action towards it. If you're not taking action, sometimes it might be low, we are not doing it. That is totally fine. But again, you have to come back to it. I want to reduce 10 kgs. I do for 5 days for diet. Then I don't do a diet. Obviously, I'm not going to be successful at that, right? So this consistency and discipline is needed in all aspects of a life for everyone of all age group.
Very well said.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what will be your question to our next guest?
So the next guest also will be related to this one,
No, ma'am.
mindset or something.
Next guest can be of anything, like of any field.
Okay. According, I'm quite interested to know the answer for it because recently I explored and learned about it. According to that person, what is meant by success?
Okay.
That's a question I want to ask. Whoever it is.
Did you enjoy the podcast?
Yeah, I had a very wonderful time, Manav. Right, it was nice interacting, and all your questions were very apt for the students. And I hope I gave my insights and my experience, which might be useful for the students. Right, so I would really suggest we need to practice and take actions. Actually, there is a book called Atomic Habits. Like we discussed about, Rome cannot be built in a day. Everything needs a consistent work and action. Says if you take 1% of action or you do a 1% of improvement every day, but the year end is, so you will be like 27-25% improvement you would have been done in a year. Okay, so whatever you study now, whatever you learn now, whatever skills and knowledge you acquire, it is not for 4 years. It is not for that A grade or S grade. It is not for that attendance. It is not for VAT or it's not for that particular faculty. Whatever the knowledge you gain now, this is the foundation for your own career that you're going to work for so many years. Okay? Because students are always oriented towards the marks. And I need marks, I need attendance. Okay? But very core part that we are truly missing is like, if you study this course, what is the new knowledge I gained out of it? Okay, where I can apply, I can develop my skills. By this skills, I will improvise it. By this way, I'll get a job. Okay, that is an aspect students have to focus. So that's a very important point that we have to always remember. See, nowadays a student who's a school or college dropout, okay, or student who got only 60 percentage or even the last bench, right? That person has a, when he goes out, right, he has his own company, he has his own startup. Okay, so it doesn't mean like 90% topper is what is successful, 60% who scored is was going to be failure. Not at all. Okay, this 60% student who's sitting at the back, who may not even be regular, but he will excel in his life. Yes, he will be a startup, he will be working in a good company and so on, earn a lot of money. Do you know what is the thing is? It is because of his own practice mindset. And other thing is like, he has a skill, he has to develop that skill. Without that skill, he cannot excel. Got the point? Okay, so it doesn't matter, you are okay, you are a 9 pointer, but you go and sit in interview, you are not able to answer the basic question that is being asked by the interviewer in that particular subject. You ultimately failed in that moment. What's the use of that nine? You will obviously have that question in his mind, right? Yes, you will obviously have, you got nine. Yes, great in this. Okay, I asked you a very simple question, but you're not in a position to answer, right? So obviously that time, that yes grade 9.3, 9.2, that is not going to be speak out. What is your skill, in what way are you communicating, whether you're telling a correct answer, you're a positive, your body language exposure, and how far you're able to manage the stress and all those things. This is what is going to give you. Okay, all these marks are, everything is like a eligibility criteria, because every company fix it like 80%. If you get, you should not have any backlog, only then you are eligible to take up a yes, so that's a criteria that they're fixing it. But that doesn't mean that you will have all the knowledge, right? So you need a knowledge, skills in that. That only will make you achieve your target of getting a job and all those things, right? So whatever you learn, so even when I'm taking a review today, it was a final review, all the students were in such a way like, okay, finally the review is over, I'm just closing it. I was just thinking in my mind is like, no, this is not the end of it. Actually, this is just a starting point of your whole career. Okay, so whatever you do as a final year projects, knowledge you done, you're going to go for a next phase of your life for a job and other things. Okay, so this is not the end of it. It's just it's a base, a new beginning. It's just going to start. Okay, so students have to keep that in mind. Marks alone will not make us a successful person or so on. Your skills, your knowledge, your own personality and the skills will help us to be a successful person.
Thank you, ma'am, for being with us in this podcast, ma'am. Thank
Thank you, Arnav. We had a wonderful discussions and so on. Yes, so thank you for this opportunity. I enjoyed a lot and looking forward for many more sessions like this. Thank you so much.
I learned a lot as well. And I hope
Thank
that the
you.
audience will learn a huge lot of knowledge from you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.